Alright, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Trey. This is my first video ever, and I am just going to completely wing this. No script, no writing down, no planning. I'm just going to walk you through my business credit cards and my personal credit cards that have helped me save thousands of dollars, how I did it, what I did, why I did it, and how you can do it too, and then the cards that I would recommend. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to try and get through it in one take without any editing. So here we go. So the reason that I use credit cards in the first place is because when you spend money on your debit card, there's no bonuses. You don't receive any rewards for spending money on your debit card. And so when you open a credit card, there's almost always a bonus on the credit card for opening it. It's an incentive from the company to open their credit card because they make money when you use their credit card and pay interest on it. Well, that's what most people do. What we're going to do is something different. We're going to do the same thing, but instead of paying interest, we're going to work our way around it. So there's plenty of credit cards that offer 0% APR, which means you don't have to pay any interest for the first 12 to 18 months, depending on the card. Now, you're typically approved for lower limits. And what I mean by lower limits is the maximum amount of money that you can spend on that credit card at one time is only 3,000 or 4,000. A higher limit is like 12,000 or 15,000, which means I can walk into somewhere, anywhere, and pay $10,000 with a credit card if I have a $15,000 limit. Now, how the credit cards work is you have to get a credit card for the first time ever without any credit experience. So if you've never gotten a credit card before, then you don't have any credit built up. What's going to happen is you're going to apply and you're going to get a really low limit, but this is good. You want to open your first credit card as soon as possible. If you can when you're 18, do it when you're 18. But if you can't when you're 18, you should still do it as soon as possible because the sooner you start building your credit profile, the sooner you can get approved for mortgages, for auto loans, and just for any kind of funding that you might need in the future. So, you're opening your credit profile. Now, for the first 12 to 18 months, you can spend very little on the card, and that's going to show a really good credit score. Because let me explain how credit scores work. Your credit score is based on a lot of things, and I'm going to let you do the research on your own to find out all of them. But the biggest ones are your credit history, or age. So how long have you had credit? And then the next one is how do you have any late payments? So paying on time is super important. And then do you have how many accounts do you have open? And then how many inquiries are on your account? So how many times do you apply and get rejected or apply and get accepted? That all goes into factors. So the way that you get a really high credit score is, utilization as well. Don't forget about utilization. So how much money you spend on your credit card also affects your credit score. So if I open a credit card for $3,000 and I spend $2,500 on it, then my utilization is really high. But if I only spend $200 on it out of the $3,000 available, then my utilization is really low, and that helps the credit score. So now you have a credit score and you have a credit card. Okay, now I had to make one cut there, but that's okay. So basically, now you understand the basics of credit cards. If you want to learn more, you can go to my other video. I'm going to be making my second one, more details about exactly what credit is and how you can, how it all works. So for now, I'm just going to explain the basic concepts to you so you understand how you can start using these credit cards to save money. Okay, second cut. That's the last cut. So these are credit cards. This is my first one ever. I opened this one at 18. And then I just spent gas on it for a few years and built my credit score really good. So now I have a 750 credit score. Well, then with a high credit score, because you only spent a little bit each month on that card for a few years or 12 to 18 months, you have access to a lot more. So you can open personal credit cards that have bonuses. So it's the concept is super simple. If you're going to spend money on your debit card, say for your monthly subscriptions or your car payment or gas or food, what you should do is instead of paying that money using your debit card, you should open a credit card that offers a bonus. Now, a bonus looks like this. Hey, if you spend $6,000 on this credit card in the next 3 months, then we'll give you 100,000 points. Now, 100,000 points converts over to $1,000 cash, or you can utilize it to get better travel incentives and points and bonuses. So basically, if you open a credit card and all the spending that you were going to do on your debit card, you just switch it over to the credit card. And then you pay off the credit card right after you spend the money on it with the money in your debit account. So so think about it. You got your debit account with your actual money, and then you have your credit card with the limit. You have to pay $2,000 a month in total between your groceries, your gas, your rent, and your car payment. So instead of spending that money with your debit, you spend that money on your credit card, and then you pay your credit card off with your debit card. Then, if you spend enough money, you get the bonus. And when you get the bonus, you get that 1,000 back, which means you're pretty much getting a $1,000 discount on $6,000 of basic necessities. So as a regular person who's not a business owner, you can do this, and then you can do it multiple times. Because after a while, that credit card that you open stops hurting your score. When you open a credit card companies do what's called a hard inquiry, which means they check the public bureau to see what your credit score is. And that leaves a hard inquiry because that shows the credit card bureau that you are looking to go into debt, or like looking to get a line of credit. So after a while, that hard inquiry on your credit profile goes away after 12 months. It basically has no effect anymore. Then your credit score should go back up because your utilization is still low. That's very important. And then you can do it again, and then again. And then if you want to start an LLC, it's super simple. Go to your state's government website, and you can search up, how do I form an LLC? You fill out some paperwork, you pay $25, and then you are the owner of an LLC, or a sole proprietorship. You should file it as an LLC. I will also have a video for that as well. Okay, that's my final cut. So when you have a business, this is an advantage, especially when you own a business or you're self-employed or you're a startup of some sort. These credit cards have 0% APR periods where when you open them, there's 0% interest on it for 12 to 18 months, which means you can spend thousands of dollars on that credit card and not pay any interest on that $2,000 for 12 to 18 months. This is a huge advantage. I take advantage of this because I can put all this money on a credit card, and I can save my money that I keep in my bank account for planning and just cushion, right? I can put all this money in this credit cards because I have 12 to 18%, 0% APR, so I can let it sit there, and I pay my minimum payment every month, and for 12 months I have $10,000 that I didn't have to pay a dollar to use for that 10 months, and then I can use that money to generate revenue, which then pays off the credit card later on, which is exactly how I'm funding my service businesses, which are a garage door repair company and a power washing company. But I will go into more. It's only a 10-minute video so far. I'm going to keep going on this and just show you guys some of my credit cards. So this is the first one I opened. It's American Express. I didn't get any benefits of that, but it was just one that I used to start my credit profile. I opened it with my dad, and so that I could just get approved for that. So if you have someone that you could do that with, I would do that with them, but I would look up how to do that. This is my Home Depot credit card. I will have this linked as well. For any contractors or entrepreneurs that spend a lot of money at Home Depot, they have promotional benefits on there, which means if I spend like over $300 on a purchase, which I typically do, then there's a promotion period, which is basically the same as 0% APR for 12 months. And what it does is it delays that interest for 12 months. And then I can basically do the same thing as I would with a 0% APR credit card. Then I had the Sapphire Preferred. This one I got 100,000 points with after spending a certain amount. So when I started my power washing business a couple years ago, well, I got this card last summer. So I bought a bunch of stuff that I had to buy, marketing, equipment, all that stuff. With this card, when I opened it, and I reached the 100,000 point bonus super quickly, and that got me this iPhone 17 Pro for free, plus $300, something like that. So that was awesome. I got a huge deal in this. It was like $700 worth of points, and then I got $300 outside of that. So I will link this one below. This one does not have a 0% APR, so just know that when you spend money on this, you have to pay it off at the end of the month, or else you will get a late payment, and that's really bad for your credit, so don't do that. I should probably black out the numbers on this so you guys can see it. This Venture One, oh no, I might have just shown you that too. I totally did. This Venture One card had a 0% APR, so that was 12 months, so I could spend $2,000. I had a $2,000 limit on that one. I still do, and that one I can have $2,000 on. Now, that affects my personal credit score because if I put $2,000 on it and I let it sit there for 10 months because I have 0% APR, that's still high utilization, which means that's going to hurt my credit score because I have $1,800 out of the 2,000 that I have available to me on this card. So I don't want that. I'm actually moving all my credit over to my credit, or to my business credit, so it's not on my personal, because then I can use my personal to get business credit without the effects of the, yeah, okay. Then I opened a business credit card recently, and that one is a $750 bonus. I will link that below. That is Ink Business. Great deal on that one as well. $750 back for that one with 0% APR for 12 months. So that one's fantastic. And then this card right here is also a business card. It's $3,000 limit, and that one doesn't have any huge bonus, but it does have the 0% APR for 12 months, and it has 0% APR on transferred balances, which means any of the money that I've spent on my other credit cards, I can transfer over to this card, and it will turn into 0% APR credit for 12 months, which is awesome. So I'm basically going to clear all my personal credit. What you want to do with your personal credit is right once you spend the money on your personal credit card, you want to pay it off right away, as soon as possible, because then that shows high usage, but not utilization. So you're using it a lot. You're showing that you're spending money on the credit card and you're paying off the money on the credit card, and that shows that you're a trustworthy borrower, and therefore your score will go up. So there's part one. I will link these credit cards below. Please subscribe. This is my first YouTube video ever. Well, not ever, but this is my first actual genuine attempt at starting a YouTube channel. So follow, subscribe, and yeah, just look out for the next video. I'm going to explain more about credit cards in part two. So thanks, guys.